Hello teacher, today we are going to talk about our project on suicide. My wonderful team is made up Sara Valentina Guevara Bustamante, Jitsa Yarledi Heredia Vela and me, Carindayan Arteaga Valencia. Okay, today we start with this little phrase, when a person thinks about suicide, it is because they want to kill pain and not life. Now, let's talk about suicide in general. Suicide is a problem that affects thousands of people worldwide, causing emotional, social, and economic damage and consequences. The Global Health Organization says suicide and its symptoms are one of the most serious health problems we face in the 21st century. Okay, what are the factors of suicide? Some factors are depression, substance abuse or dependence, disorders, antisocial behaviors, family problems, low self-esteem, low financial resources, and sexual orientation. Now, let's see a little comparison between reality and the lie about suicide. Fiction: people who talk about suicide don't commit suicide. But reality, most people who commit suicide say so at some point. Fiction: suicide happens with a warning, but reality, suicide often gives many indications. Fiction: not all suicide can be prevented, but reality, most suicides are preventable. Fiction: people who commit suicide are selfish, but reality, suicidal behavior is linked to a degree of suffering of the person. Fiction: suicide attempts are to get attention, but reality, a suicide attempt is a manifestation of suffering and despair. So, I'm going to talk about general objective. To raising awareness and preventing the Colombian population of alternatives to prevent suicide in children, young adolescents, and adults. Now, I'm going to talk about a specific objective. First, to identify populations and communities vulnerable to suicide. Second, to organize awareness raising days with health professionals to give talks. Third, to exposing the factors that led to suicide. And last, to implement and provide the community with free psychological and healthcare assistance.
Okay, now I'm going to explain our proposal. This project requires the help, collaboration, and willingness of communities, public health officials, parents, among others. Awareness raising days are intended to inform the individual about how they should act in the event of suicidal thoughts and how to prevent them from making this decision. Now I'm going to talk about what can I do if I have suicidal thoughts. The first is thinking that the decision you are about to make is permanent and irreversible. The second one is talk to your security contacts, love the ones who will listen to you without judging you. The other one is avoiding drugs and alcohol that contribute to hasty decisions. Other is try to distance yourself, postpone it, avoid making a decision now. The other is go to your primary care doctor for access to mental health specialists. And the last one is express what you feel and stay with someone. Okay, what people are needed? We have family, friends, known people, crisis center, government, doctors. We believe that this staff can contribute a grain of sand to help all people who have suicide as the only way out of their problems in their minds.
Now, a good question. Do we need to invest money? To carry out our projects, the will and disposition of health specialists will be needed to help those who need it. However, we will receive any contribution or donations that people want to contribute. our steps and plans to achieve it. First, identify the problem of suicide with its factors and consequences. Second, create an awareness group made up of health specialists who are willing to collaborate. Third, meeting with different vulnerable and strategic groups to talk about suicide. And the last one, invitation to make donations. Now I will tell you about the long-term contribution. Our greatest emphasis is to able to reach the people who need it most, remove the idea of suicide from their minds, leave a mark on them, and show them that life, despite the bad days, has good and better moments. And this gives us the way to talk about the positive points left by our projects. First, our proposal is a good start to help many people with personal problems and with intention to commit suicide. Second, we can collaborate to decrease the suicide rate in youth and adults. Third, we can generate links of trust and help centers to anyone who needs it. Finally, our conclusion. We are all aware that suicide is a complex phenomenon that many people go through, since they don't find a solution to their pain or problems. Therefore, it is a problem that requires our attention. We must be understanding, empathetic, loving, and give company to people who need it, not leave them alone. Take an interest in the evil age and help them solve their crisis. Thanks for your attention.